To cut out the sleeve, I'll be making a freehand method. And for the freehand method I'm using the sleeve measurement 10. The sleeve will be 10 inches long, and the width, the arm round, the upper arm round I'm using is 12. So it's a freehand cutting. The first thing I'll do is to take the length of my armhole. Because of the start, I'll be having 2 inches excess additional allowance. Then I'll mark out my seam allowance for the arm, which is 1 inches, and after that I'll mark out my armhole depth, which is 7.5 inches. So you can see how I fold my cloth. So I'm having 7.5 inches from the armhole depth, 1 inches for the seam allowance, and 2 inches for the extra allowance because of the bow that will be there. By the time I cover out the bow, the length will be shorter. So in order to avoid that shortness, I will need 2 inches allowance. And for the height of my sleeve, I'll be taking 1 inches at the tip, at the arm round for the seam allowance. I'm sorry, the chalk is not showing very well because of the fabrics, but we just have to pay attention, we will get it. So I'm having 1 inch here at the tip of the sleeve. I'm sorry, the chalk is not showing very well because of the fabrics, but we just have to pay attention, we will get it. So I'm having 1 inch here at the tip of the sleeve allowance. Then the height of my sleeve will be 8 inches, or let me make it 10 inches. I want something dropping, so I'm taking 10 inches at the sleeve. Ten inches for the sleeve. Then at the top here, I'll be taking excess 6 inches again, additional 6 inches. To come down, I'll be coming down here by 3 inches. So I'll be coming down here from the sleeve tip. This is my 8 inches, 10 inches for the sleeve length here. So at the biceps, I'll be coming down by 3 inches to locate my bicep cuff. So after locating my bicep cuff, I'll take my 7.5 inches on the bicep line. Now after that, I'm going to add the 2 inches that I have as allowance, and then the 1 inches. So from there, I will come down here. The sleeve round is 12. So 12 divided by 2, I have 6. I'll take my 6, then I will add my 2 inches and 1 inch seam allowance. And this point, I will join it to this point with my curve ruler. So from that 2 inch seam allowance, my 7.5 inches plus 2 inches. At this 2 inches point, I will be drawing a diagonal line down to the biceps line. So I'm going to find the middle of that. The line is 10 inches long. So the 10 inches I'm going to divide into 2, and I have 5 inches. So from the 5 inches, I'm going to place my curve ruler, and I'll be drawing a curve, placing my ruler this way. I'll be drawing a point from the biceps to this place. Then I'll be drawing another curve. I'll be drawing another curve from this point to the sleeve. Now after doing that, this curve I'm going to extend it by my 2 inches. The 2 inches that I added here is going to go with this curve. So I'll be extending it, and after extending it, I'll be bringing my curve down from the excess line to this line. The excess I added to the sleeve. So I'll be bringing my curve down. I'm going to draw a curve from there to the additional 2 inches that I've drawn. I hope we can see that is to the additional 2 inches. So the curve is coming this way and it's going down to the additional 2 inches. And from these 2 inches, I'm now going to create my curve down to the seam allowance. So I'm going to create the curve like this down to the seam allowance, and this place I'm going to eradicate the sharp curve because I did not need any curve. I don't want it to taper inside because I want the sleeve to drop. So I'm going to use my hand now to create a sort of curving out. Then I'm going to increase this place. I'm going to take 2 inches, the 2 inches additional line from the tip, from where the curve starts from. I'm going to add my 2 inches also, and I will curve it down to the 2 inches that I've added to the tip of the sleeve. So this is what I have, and this is what I will be using to cut the second one. Then after this, the next thing I'll be doing now is I'm going to go down here. From this place, I'll be going down by 2 inches. Then from that 2 inches, I'm going to take ½ inch away from the center. I will draw my ½ inch to the 2 inch that I've taken here and make a sort of curve because I'm going to cut it out. So after cutting out, this is what I have. So by the time I'm folding this way, this is what I will have. Then my pleats will come on this side and this will drop. So this is what our sleeve look like. After pleating it, I pleated like 4 pleats, then sewed the opening. This is what I'm going to gather together, and you can see this. I've pulled it together, I hand stitch and gather it together. So after I'm stitching and gathering, I will now use this to tape my bow down. That I will join it to the gown. So these are the sleeves. The sleeve is going to look like, and I will join it to the gown for us to see.